We made it to live and welcome 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. I certainly have had quite the experience today. I'm going to just give it a few minutes for everyone to come on to the chat, but I wanted to come on and connect with everyone and pull some cards. I don't have the astrology lineup memorized in my head. Haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to even sit down and look at the transits as deeply as I would like to. But I will tell you, if you look at the thumbnail, sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff situated here. If you look at the thumbnail that I used, you will see, if you don't already know, hi staff, Happy New Year. If you don't already know, we are in quite the massive solar storm, geomagnetic storm we've had for the last couple of days, back to back, X-class, M-class flares, a coronal mass ejection reached Earth last night, New Year's Eve. Last night was interesting here where I live, and today, and the KP index spiked pretty much all day today. So we're feeling a lot of that energy. Schumann charts are spiked as well. I think it's kind of starting to slow down. The last I checked, the peak was at 30 hertz, which the average is about 7.4 hertz. So we've had a lot of energetics going on, and I'm like actually feeling it right now. Hi Dewey, Happy New Year, and thank you for being here on the live with me. I almost didn't make it. I really had intentions on even coming on last night, but I had some other engagements that I participated in. I did a cacao ceremony, my first one, and hung out with some of my girlfriends that are also readers and intuitives, and we just pulled cards for each other and really held space for each other, and it was lovely. It was a beautiful New Year's Eve. We got hit with a massive storm. Not just the solar storms, but electrical storms, thunder, lightning, downpours last night. It was actually quite the spectacular show that the lightning was specifically putting on for us all here in Pennsylvania, in Chester County, Pennsylvania anyway. And I did see that, I think Washington, D.C., was also part of that storm. Somebody sent me a picture of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. got struck by lightning last night on New Year's Eve. Interesting, right? Hi, Nicole. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. So today I intended on going live, and I'm so glad that I have been able to do so, because I woke up this morning to a loud crash. And it was a tree that came down, and the power went out, and I was like, and there were weird sounds coming from the power lines outside of my house. I ran outside in my pajamas, praying that it wasn't one of my trees, and thankfully it was not. It was one of my neighbor's trees. Giant tree came down, knocked all the power lines out, and was down in the middle of the road. And literally, I just got my power turned back on about 30 minutes ago. So no power all day long. And I'm asking, like, what kind of sign is this? This is a lot of chaotic energy, ending the Gregorian calendar year anyway, and beginning a new Gregorian calendar year. So I found that to be really interesting. But how are you guys actually feeling with all of these solar storms? All of the energy that is hitting us, has been for the last few days. I'm curious. Feel free to comment in the chat if you'd like to, because it's definitely been a really wavy ride. Energetically, I definitely have felt peaks and valleys had and these solar storms also affect our circadian rhythm, so um, sleep is really whacked out. And hi Tanya, lots of dreams, yeah, and the dreams also. Hi Dustin. Dewey says heavy. Dustin says, I love you all. We love you all. We're so much love here. I'm so glad that we're all here together and able to connect. I finally got my power back on. My girlfriends last night actually were saying, if you want to go live here, I was at my girlfriend's house, we could set you up for it. And I, for a moment, I thought, yeah, maybe. And then my guides were like, no, this is a time for you to really spend with these two. So I was like, no, I'll do this later. So I'm glad I finally got a chance to. Dustin says roller coaster energies. Absolutely, yes. Nicole says sleep is all over the place, up all night. Yeah. Yeah, same. And you're not alone there. Definitely me. I've been having that for, I would say, the last 3 or 4 days. Big time. I have no trouble falling asleep, but I only seem to sleep for like an hour or two, and then I'm awoke for pretty much most of the middle of the night, and sometimes I'll fall asleep by like 4 a.m. and then wake back up at 6 or 7. So it's just been all over the place. Hi, Amy. Hello. Nicole says, keeping to myself and doing lots of reading. Good. That is smart. Use your intuitive senses, because that's exactly what my intuition has been telling me as well, to really, engage in community and activities that feel harmonious, peaceful, and in alignment with me. But for the rest of that, it is really a time to kind of be more of the witness and watcher, because we have Mars opposing Pluto, and that energy is very, it's intense. And it can really bring people to a place of, it brings up a lot of anxiety and anger and unresolved stuff. And we can get swept up and swept into other people's drama, other people's energy. And it's just not, this is really a good glance at how we want to operate going forward, and understanding how our energy affects others and how others' energy affects us as well. Hello, Jess. Nicole says, yes, me too. It's lights out before I can fall asleep. I know. Oh, and staying away from social media. Yeah, social media has been actually not feeling very good. There are times I have to go on and post things for work, like I was saying, but I get a weird feeling from social media right now. It doesn't, it just feels yucky. It feels heavy and yucky. And so, yeah. It's nice to be able to connect in this way, right? Amy says, yes, feeling so much anxiety, like waves that hit me out of nowhere. And they do. They're just coming full force out of nowhere. And this really is unresolved stuff. It's also what we are here to transmute, which means process our own internal pain and anger and triggers and transmute it or change it, because we're coming to a higher evolved state of consciousness, and our ability to really not hold on to and take in and keep and carry around anger, resentment, guilt, shame, anxiety, you name it, whatever is uncomfortable, we're feeling it very heavily, but we're meant to really process it and change it to something more healing. This is where we get a chance to actually create our own medicine, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. Nicole, December was horrible for me. Emotions all over the place. December had been a very emotional month. I agree with that. Yep, me too. Unsettling. Dewey says it has felt dark and heavy and dark lately. Yep, yep. Jess says, got rid of my social media a couple months ago. Best decision I could have made for myself and my mental health. Yes, good. Nicole, but spent New Year's Eve by myself, and for the first time, I was completely okay with it and at peace. Good. That's that mean that I spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day by myself in this year, and it did not bother me at all. Where in the past years, it would have brought stuff up. I would have felt left out or lonely, but actually it was by choice. I was having vertigo, extreme dizzy spells, because this energy is a lot. It's just, it will take us down, really. Amy says, can't spiritually bypass this time. Nope, nowhere to hide. No, we are all extremely transparent. You may notice that people who used to wear a facade, a mask, we all have, no judgment, you can see right through it. You can see through. We're all very transparent to each other now. Tanya, been thinking a lot about samskara and releasing them. Yep, yep, yep. Nicole, yep. Christmas Eve too. Hi, PK. Tanya, cleaning interior house for the new year. Yes. And Nicole, hi PK, Happy New Year. Well, we all survived that. And I don't know, I've been asked, and I really don't know how long these geomagnetic storms are going to last or how long the effects are. Typically, it's like 24 to 48 hours of intense, but I mean, the sun has really been revved up, I would say, for the last 4 or 5 days, maybe longer. I lost track. It's also really difficult for me to even keep track of time and what day it is. I really thought today was Sunday. And I think that's because of the holidays falling on, the Tuesday and Wednesday, whatever. But yeah, a little disorienting. And it's important that we listen to the body, right? When the body's like, no, I don't want to go here. I don't want to do that. That we honor that and drink a lot of water, because we've got so much energy that is being processed through our very cells and DNA of our body. A lot of psychic activity going on as well. A lot of signs and messages. Oh, it just feels so good right here in the chat. Thank you guys all for being here. What the messages I continuously receive through this, and we haven't even hit the exact Mars opposed Pluto transit yet, but we've been working up to it. It's pretty intense. And, Pluto is an intense energy. It is transformative. It is life-changing. It can bring us into the shadow. It can bring us to the underworld of ourselves, the darkest places that we've hidden stuff from ourselves. And there have been a lot of, if we're not able to bring that up ourselves through the energy, then most likely there's going to be an event or a person that will help us along there, really trigger that emotion to rise to the surface so that we can hopefully purge, cleanse, clear, release, transmute. How was my class last weekend? Oh, it was wonderful. It was a great turnout. It was sold out. I'm actually doing another one because it was in such high demand, but it was amazing. It really was such a great group that turned out. Thank you for asking. Nicole says, yes, have been literally craving water, which is completely strange for me. Yeah, the body really needs water to process this energy. It's going to really help along in more ways than we can even imagine. And Jess says, agree with the water. I work outside and it never feels like I can get enough, even drinking almost a gallon a day. Yep, yep. Nicole, you do them on Thursdays, and I always have the kiddos that night. My classes are actually on the weekends. I'm doing most of my seminars and courses on the weekends. So check them out. I'm still in the process of getting those created and posted online. I was supposed to do that today, but again, I had no power, no electric. So, you know, life has a wonderful way of messing up our personal plans, and that's fine. This is yet another experience that we get to have right now of trusting the flow of life and trusting that we're not fully in control here. And yes, we can have goals and plans and ambitions, but they're not always going to come to fruition because our higher self and life has a different plan for us, you know? Thank you. Yes, Tanya was at the class. It was great. It really was. And it's so wonderful to connect to people in person. Hey, I really want to see what comes through the cards. I have not really tapped into the energy. I have been communicating. I spent most of the day at my sister's watching movies with my niece. But I have been communicating with a few other intuitives that I work with, and they confirmed to me there's a lot of heavy duty energy and activity going on, a lot of deep emotions that are surging, and it's painful for many if we're not ready for it, you know, if we're not ready for the big purges that these solar flares truly gift us with. Oh, we're not starting with this deck? Okay. Oh, interesting that the devil slipped out, though. Okay, I guess we are starting with this deck. The devil. Right off the bat, I'm hearing patterns are patterns of behavior, things that have held us back, things that have kept us chained to the status quo. I'm hearing chained to a version of ourselves that is actually not even us. These are codependency patterns. What it is that we do to not feel all of the feelings that we're meant to feel and transmute and process. The devil. It's almost like we can't get away from it anymore. We can't hide from ourselves. Like, who was it that said we can't spiritually bypass anymore? This new moon in Capricorn was amazing. Helped me let go of some of the anxieties and heaviness. Feel so much lighter. Awesome. Amazing. And how amazing was it to have a new moon, the second new moon of the month, which is considered a black moon. It's rarer to have two moons in one month. In Capricorn, at the very end of the year. It was big, and I still feel it. I actually feel a lot of the newness, but for those of us, those aspects or areas of life that we still may have not fully processed or let go of yet, and this is Capricorn energy, the devil. That's coming up for us to recognize and to make the course corrections, make the changes that we know in our heart and soul that we need to make so that we can truly experience the life that we are meant to experience in the way that we're meant to experience it. All right, so we're starting the reading off with the devil. Not to be afraid of the devil. I'm hearing relationship patterns as well. We're still in the relationship karmic axis of Aries and Libra for just a short little bit longer. And as with any energy, any planet, even the lunar nodes, when we get to the very end of a cycle, the energy is increased. It is more intensified. It is like, they keep giving me final exams, so it's like, cramming for exams. A crash course in yourself. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. All right. And we do, you know, that's the thing. We feel so much lighter when we finally slow down and take time to actually feel all of our feelings, process everything that we're meant to process, let go of a lot. Truly see ourselves as divine souls in these human forms, signed up to have quite the extraordinary life experience up to this point. And we have been living in a very dark time in this lifetime. We are officially moving out of that dark ages. The Kali Yuga is over. We are moving into, and it does take time. It takes its sweet old time. We're not just going to like pop into a whole new paradigm, but we are the front runners. We are creating this new paradigm, right? But before we can get there, we've got to let go of the baggage. We've got to, hi Martin. We've got to let go of the baggage. We've got to let go of the past. We've really got to, we've got to lighten up and lighten up on ourselves and others. It's that whatever judgment we place on others, we might as well turn that mirror around and place it on ourselves. We have the King of Wands and the Eight of Cups so far. And this is really telling me that, yeah. And this is just to okay, we're completing this cycle. We are the way showers. Absolutely, Amy. Yes. We are the way showers. So this is another leveling up, maturing, spiritually maturing, energetically maturing, completing the world, completing many big cycles. And this year of 2025 is going to be very different. 2024 was difficult. It was a difficult year. It was an 8 year. We're now in a 9 year, a year of completion, of ending karmic cycles. So as we're ending past karma, we want to check back in with ourselves. This is a chance to have a full life review while we're still alive here on Earth, and really take stock on where we've been, what we've been through, who we are now, how far we actually have come, and to really understand how powerful we really are. Now with this King of Wands, I'm really feeling it's like what we put our energy and our time and our effort into. We understand that we've got this powerful energy that we can create with and make things happen. But this King of Wands that I'm looking at, I'm getting the feeling of forcing, pushing, this Mars energy opposing Pluto. Don't force things. Don't push things. We're being trained to not do things the way we always have, the way we've been programmed to, the way we've been taught, the way we've been conditioned. This requires trust in a higher power. Because all of those things that we've put so much energy and time and like, this is ego really trying to make things be a certain way for ourselves. And when that doesn't really work out, we end up becoming very, not just frustrated, let down, and disappointed, right? And that can kind of have an opposite effect. That can have a sort of spiral back down. And if we do, we do. But notice what patterns that arise within you, what coping mechanisms arise within you, you know? Let me see what... This energy is helping us walk away from the old and outdated. Absolutely. Hi, Martin. Happy. Jess says, we are so ready for a new year, moving forward one step at a time. Yes. And I have been having so many experiences of when I'm allowing, and trusting, more things that I have really truly desired and wanted, and tried to go about them the King of Wands way, only to find that like it worked for a little bit and then it would turn around and it just like fizzle out or just not be successful at all. Now those things are coming back to me because I'm opening my energy field up. I'm opening myself up to receiving and allowing. The Eight of Swords is also showing us where we disconnect, where we check out, because when things don't go our way and we get frustrated and disappointed, then we can kind of, again, sort of fall back. And that's okay. This energy is, you know, a few steps forward, a few steps back, but eventually we do make it forward. And it has been exhausting. But when you stop trying to push, we've got Mars in retrograde for a few months. So this is really going to teach us and train us to act and be and do in a different way. And that requires faith and trust in the unknown, the unseen, a higher power, our higher power, really learning about how energy operates and trusting that, not trying to force it. Fifth dimensional energy, yeah, Amy, yep. Queen of Wands below that. Let's get a couple more cards. All right. With these cards coming out, I feel like it's just a message to remember that we do still have some pretty intense transits that we're working with. And you know, the moon of Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is, we want to break free from that old way of doing things. We want to move into the new fifth dimensional energy of creation, which comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. It comes from trust. It comes from believing. It is not... The reason why it doesn't work when you're trying to force it, or, you know, how do we say? Because there's been a lot of infiltration in this with, you know, the manifestation model, so to speak. And I don't even like to use that word anymore because it has been so tainted. But truly witnessing your own power in action, witnessing your own manifestation abilities in action, and then like being blown away by like, wow, that just happened. And I actually didn't have to push and move and do all these things and force. That's the old way. That's the way we've been taught. That's what we've been actually tied to, chained to. And it keeps us stuck in a stagnant way of being. It keeps us in the matrix. It keeps us in the old, outdated model. And it takes some, it takes a trial and error. It takes a lot of trust to let go, even let go of expectations, and trust and know that life is actually taking us on a journey. We're here on a journey. We're not here to actually do things the way that we've been taught to do them, Lack of belief in self. Yes, Martin, exactly. Amy says the world construct has tried so hard to keep our hearts closed. Yep. So that we couldn't actually use our true gifts and power to create the life that we're meant to be living here. But again, we're the front runners, the way showers. We are the beginning of the wave. We are the first wavers. And there's a whole other wave right behind us. There's more. There's so many more of us. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we have to remember where we've been on our journey. PK, getting over the too good to be true BS. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, our minds will trick us, and that comes back again from our past and what has been placed on us, the beliefs that have been placed on us. So much, right? Just for everybody, it's unique to your journey, but you know what I'm saying when I say that we have been hypnotized and trained and taught to act and be a certain kind of way, only to find that that is benefiting a very small few elite groups on this planet. And it's not doing us any favors. Even if we're trying to build and create something amazing and good for humanity, if we're doing it the old way and we're trying to follow an old rule book that just actually is BS in itself, you're going to find that it just falls flat, right? Hi, Karen. Blessed New Year. Amy, it can feel scary to surrender at first, but it gets easier and life starts to bloom. Yes, 100%. Martin, the construct keeps us in the mind. Yep. And out of the heart. Yep. Jess, I feel at home in this community. Oh, good. It's a feeling beyond no other to have such like-minded people. Always felt like an outsider. Well, welcome. Never an outsider here. We're all together. And PK, we all deserve love and to love freely. Yes, 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 yes. So let's get a little deeper into this. But just as a reminder, pay attention. Because I even noticed, and in myself getting triggered, actually getting frustrated and triggered and wanting to just sell out because of trying to do things with others and they're still in the old program, and I'm that's not the way. And I've got to find the strength in me and the trust to speak up and not participate in activity and doing things in a way that just doesn't work. And I know it doesn't work, and I don't feel it. I don't feel it in my heart. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it. Okay. Amy, we weren't meant to fit in. We were meant to stand out. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Amy said, PK, you are so loved. We are all so loved. This is such a beautiful space. Thank you all. Whew. I'm feeling a rush of energy come through me now. You guys are sending some good vibes here. I love it. I love it. Karen says, feel like I'm on a different level from those observer. Time for us to lead the way. Yes. Yes. But the thing about being a leader is not by action. It is by example. It is, we are the influence, the example, be the change. It's not about forcing others to act the way we do or do as we do. And sometimes those old patterns will creep up. Notice them when they do. Because life is testing those of us, all of us, light workers, way showers, our higher selves, our guides are like, no, 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 you're not doing it that way anymore. You had all of 2024 to work through this. Now it's going to get harder and harder. If you want to keep trying to operate that old way, you're going to find a big block. It's going to stop you. It's not really going to allow you to go forward the way it did even through 2024. We were operating from an old model, an old way, and it would open up and things would start to move, and then Saturn would shut it down. And then you're like, what happened? It's because we're not operating from the heart. We're not trusting. We're not using our energy. Let's see here. What's Martin saying? Oh, me, I don't fit in, universe. You're welcome. That's right. It's so true. Stand out. Yes, yes, yes. Not boring. Karen says, I found I hid in a comfort zone, but the universe keeps pushing. Yes, that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother big energy that, you can't hide. We cannot hide anymore. And we were gifted with a nice comfort zone for sure. We are going to be pushed out or asked nicely first, like, do you want to do something, an adventure? That's what I keep getting, an adventure. Do you want to go on an adventure? You want to try something new or try this in a new way? And if we're like, no, then there's going to be a push. Oh, well, let's try it. You're going to try it. Because yeah, the comfort zone, and you'll find a new comfort zone. You know, it is, 2025 is going to be an interesting year for us all. And my cat, I'm going to have to let my cat in because she heard me reading, and so she is wanting to come in. Not bored, being curious has been a gift and a curse, yet wouldn't trade it for anything. Curiosity is so important. I mean, curiosity, I'm hearing curiosity killed the cat, but don't go by that, because it is important that we use that inner child, that childlike spirit and wonder. It's the only way we learn. It's the only way we find out, is to honor the curiosity. You know what I mean? I know, Luna. Take the leap, so to speak. Yes. Always been curious person. I wouldn't trade it, my experience, for anything. That's right. PK, I sometimes say, if people are comfortable in this society, yikes. Oh, yeah. Nowadays, especially. All right, let me let Luna in.
Hi, Ro. You want to say hi?
She was trapped inside all day while I was out at my sister's. All right, tell us more about King of Wands, please. Thank you. Yep. So the cards are just reiterating anyway what we're talking about here, but we have the Six of Voices with the Seven of Materials. And here we are. We are this person here, and this is our higher self or the universe or our guides. And then this is like having that help. Let me show you the way. Let me teach you. Follow me. You've done this the old way long enough. It is time to try it a new way. because the King of Wands way, making it happen, forcing it to happen, pushing projects, pushing people, pushing yourself. This is another thing. Ooh, what's coming up for many people on this planet right now? The rat race. Time is speeding up. Everything's going faster and faster, and it will not stop. That aspect we cannot stop. We're in Aquarian age energy now. So things are turning into, you know, AI, robotic technology. It's moving faster, faster. We humans trying to keep up with it. So many people are having so many health issues, anxiety, burnout, depression, and like really weird, wacky, like young people hospitalized for unexplained symptoms and heart attacks. One girl, she's not even mid-30s, had a heart attack. She's a teacher at an elementary school. The stress. I mean, this is happening across the globe, and it's an indicator we cannot keep going. We humans are not built or designed. We're not supposed to be going the way we're going, especially with this high influx of energy that's coming onto the planet right now. We are bridging our past selves. We are walking the path to our future self. Slowly, mindfully, carefully, taking time to stop and smell the roses, taking time to take a breath, taking time to enjoy yourself, enjoy your loved ones, enjoy nature, connect, get connected to yourself, your loved ones, and nature. Martin says societal conditioning is trying to make us dependent on it. Yep. Absolutely, Martin, and we will not give into it. Yep. PK, drones, aliens, diversions, distractions, stay focused, stay grounded. Yes. Amy, compassion is so important right now. Absolutely. And you know, it's interesting to bring up the drones and the diversions, because that's just a little sneak peek of all the diversions that we are going to be experiencing in 2025. We want to use extreme discernment moving forward. We don't want to go too fast. We're going to miss important important messages, important details, important things that we can actually pick up in our intuitive senses. Our own energy field is like detecting, reading. We all have this ability, and our energy fields, you know, they span out like 5 feet from us. So we touch other people's energy fields as well. There are times where we need to honor our own energy field. So if you find that you're in an office or you're in a setting, a home, a place where you're around other energies, other people's energies that are not in alignment with you, your body's going to pick that up, and it's going to tell you almost instantly. And it's also an indicator of you need time, you need solitude, you need time outside, you need solitude. Get back into your own energy field, get back into your own body, because we are like sponges. We absorb, we pick up, and the way the mind is wired, we think it's us, we think it's ours, and it's not. So that was a big message I received a couple days ago about the necessity of solitude from time to time, and that it's actually something that is a gift and to enjoy and embrace, because we need to take those times to ourselves for sure. Let's see what you guys are saying here. The stress and anxiety are at such high levels. Yes, it's scary. Yes. Life has come so costly, we grind ourselves to the bone. I'm guilty. I've been guilty of it too. I think we all have been. But honoring that, I no longer will operate that way at all. Amy, anyone familiar with Project Bluebeam? Now, I have heard of that. Like the Matrix, slow it all down. Absolutely. Solitude says, Nicole. Why have I heard Project Bluebeam? Tell me more about Eight of Cups. PK, I keep leaving the indoors with people and escape to the outdoors. Don't even give a shit if it's cold. It's refreshing and wakes me in ways. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I think we got a good sneak peek through the holidays with all of that as well. And even people that I am in alignment with, sometimes if they're processing pain and they don't even recognize it or know it, I'll pick it up and feel it. And I'll have to excuse myself. I need a breather. I need a break. I need to get back into my energy. And the more we do that, the more we strengthen our energetic boundaries so that we can share space and be in the same space with others and not absorb their energy field. So this is sort of like the training wheels are coming off in that department as well. And yeah. Karen, yes, Amy, drones, rods and fog to create an alien invasion simulation. Oh, okay. Is that what that is? Interesting. Yeah, you can see all of the ways that we are being infiltrated and diverted and all of these things, from chemtrails to drones to you name it, right? The food and being poisoned, water, air, all of that. Now, also recognize and know, don't panic. Our bodies are miraculous machines that adapt. But we do know that we don't want to, like, not everybody is in that department. A lot of people are getting extremely sick and having a lot of issues when it comes to this. And this will come to an end, but I want to say 2025 is going to be a peak year for the collective to get together and call it all out and make the decision that we no longer want to give our power to these organizations and these entities that have really been trying to control the earth. I don't know if they've been really trying to control humans so much, but they want to have control of the earth and its resources. And in order to do that, they've had to control the human population. That's sort of how I've been reading it. Hi, Lisa. Let's see what you guys are saying. Winter is coming, supposedly lots of cold. I know, it's supposed to be really, really cold this weekend. Shine on, humans, says Karen. Yes. Using fear, yeah. I hope, I don't think you missed much. I'm not sure. We're already 48 minutes in. Wow. You know how fast time flies when you're just like in your element. It's wild. It really is. Tell us more about the Eight of Cups. What else would benefit us? I think that these messages they're not new. They're not something that we're not aware of at this point in time. Ace of Inspiration, Three of Emotions. So, oh, yeah. We're going to bring up relationships again because that is actually a big factor on who we share energy with, right? Who we allow in to our emotional body, to our energy body, to our heart. We can keep our heart open for everyone and have compassion, but we do not need to engage. We don't need to engage in relationships that are no longer in alignment with where we are now. We are evolving. And sometimes it does take us moving on and opening at least opening up our energy field to the universe, not keeping ourselves closed off or shut down, but opening up so that we can attract in our soul family, those who we resonate with, those who we actually are going to need. We need each other. We really, truly do. Ace of Inspiration is a new way of let me just feel this for a minute here. As we take time to ourselves in solitude with ourselves, even if it's for, an hour or two a day, sometimes we need longer, sometimes we need a week. I've gone into hermit, I can't even tell you how many times in these last couple of months, and really just needed that. Not for the entire day, but a lot of time alone in solitude. Because that's where I really can connect to my innate nature. I can connect to my guides. I can connect back to myself. This is connecting to ourselves, connecting to the energy streams that are guiding us, that are talking to us, that are here with us, and then bringing us closer to others. I'll share with you, I was invited yesterday to a girlfriend's house, newer friends, and I had been kind of hermiting for a bit. I was just like really happy to just be by myself, and everybody's like, what are you doing New Year's Eve? And I was just like in my head, nothing. I didn't want to do anything, but I got invited to a girlfriend's house, and there was something in me that said, you know what? This is new, right? I feel like I need to do this. And I'm so glad I did, because it was just the three of us, and we really deeply connected with each other. And we found that our energy combined was powerful. We were reading cards for each other. We were sharing. We were just that energetic connection was extremely healing, extremely powerful. And we realized like we are a force to be reckoned with when we are actually in our hearts together, working together. That's a lot of energy. So, keep yourself open. If I would have kept myself closed, like, no, I don't really feel like it, I was torn, and I had to sit with both parts of myself, the part that just wanted to stay by myself and the part that was curious and wanted to go. And that part won, because the other part is like, you've had enough time to yourself. Go, commune. It felt right, and it was. I'm so glad that I did. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah. Tricksters. All right, Amy says, some relationships have an expiration date. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Jess. I feel like relationships will be an ongoing battle, and I hate to say it, but especially with how the election went and those knowing how those close to us voted, true colors were shown. PK says, truth, Amy. Lisa says, it's been hard lately. Different, very different, definitely different energy. Karen says, spent my days in the garden. Good for you. PK, recluse mode. Martin says, source energy, yes. Jess, and some relationships will be harder to recover, if at all. Yes. Like Amy said, some do have an expiration date, unfortunately. Yep, they do. Karen, beautiful. Amy, living in truth and in alignment. Yes. Love that, says PK. You were in PJ mood, and you said, which is perfect too. Love that you opened up. Yes. Tanya, sometimes you have to experiment with surrendering. Yes. Saying yes can sometimes lead to magic. Yes. And I found that to be true. But I really had to sit with how I felt first. and why was I being stubborn? It actually didn't take me very long because the yes inside of me was so big that I honored that. There was, the intuitive part inside was like, yes, this feels right. Yes. And I was invited to other parties and things, and could have got together with my brothers and sisters, and they were all drinking, and that was not the energy I wanted to be in at all. And so I was really glad I made the choice that I did. But yeah, staying open to really connecting with others at a heart level, heart-centered space. Moving over to the Eight of Swords, we have the Moon, followed up by the Moon. I get a weird feeling about this one here, because it's talking about, those times where we do close ourselves off, when we do check out, when we do disconnect. And a lot of times this is because our emotions we've been let down, right? Or disappointed or frustrated or depressed. I'm also seeing depression in this card. Things just never work out the way, the woe is me. And yeah, a lot of things that we keep trying, especially when it comes to relationships. Maybe this relationship, it feels good, and you dip your toe into it only to find that it's the same old song and dance. Well, life is also testing us right now in that department. So a lot of times we will sort of disconnect, check out, dissociate from ourselves and from others, because we're operating with an old system here, or we're trying to get out of this old system here. And we have the Moon, which is actually a beautiful thing. If you find yourself detaching, disconnecting, dissociating, checking out, not able to connect, there's definitely something deeper within that is trying to surface, something deeper that has been hidden or stored in the subconscious that is trying to come to the light of consciousness here. And if you have good people in your life where you can actually open up and share what you're feeling, and the disappointments and the sorrows and sadness, and be open to maybe another point of view. And this isn't to like go outside of yourself looking for validation or clarification, but sometimes our greatest friends and family, or just even somebody that you trust, can read into those blind spots or help you dig into those blind spots. We did that yesterday also. Me and my two girlfriends really helped each other see parts of ourselves that we weren't able to see fully. And it was very liberating and freeing, and brought a lot of clarity. And overall, we have the Nine of Inspirations, which does speak of being guarded, having maybe too strong of walls up or boundaries up because we've been so hurt in the past. The Nine of Inspiration is also, I'm strong, I've endured a lot, but I also still have some walls, some pretty strong walls up, because it's tender in there. The emotions, I'm still feeling a lot there. Four materials below that, there may be something that you're still holding on to that gotta let go of. Oh, well, with Three of Voices, that's pain, heartbreak, betrayal, sorrow, sadness. Believe it or not, folks, we still got a little bit of that inside that we are releasing. But you know what? In this leg of the journey, we can see it, feel it, heal it. Solid brick wall, says Jess. Yeah. PK, I was salt bathing before midnight. Yeah. Jess, salt bath sounds so nice right now. A great way to cleanse. It is an amazing way to cleanse. Yes. Karen, 9 of inspiration looks like a phoenix rising. Well, I don't know about the phoenix rising so much as standing tall, because we've been through so much. Still standing. Still standing, but there is a bit of a wall. Yes, Jess said solid brick walls. Yes. Amy, sensitivity is a gift. Yes, it is. Let it in and transmute the dark into light. And that is the name of the game. That is exactly what we are all doing right now. That Capricorn new moon really activated that. I think even before that, because Chiron was retrograde, station direct. So we get another go around at understanding and releasing and clearing whatever has been attached to us, whatever beliefs, whatever patterns have stayed in our operating field because of past trauma, past pain, because of insecurities, fear, you name it. It's all being dredged up right now in a big way so that we can transmute it, so that we can transmute the dark into light, truly. What is it, Luna? Where'd she go? You hear her? All right. All right, we're gonna pull one of these. And a lot of these are kind of like surprises, you know. I did not expect to be repeating something, a pattern, an experience. But then when you recognize it, you're like, yeah, there's that inner child wound again. There's that again. It gets easier and easier. It's almost like as we circle around and spiral around and get hit in these different areas of life over and over again, we are going to revisit things. But as we transmute, as we change it from something dark, because we're moving out of the dark energy, the dark ages, and we move into more light information. Martin says, feeling comfortable in separation. When we are in that stage of really breaking out of the cocoon, bringing light in, like I'm almost envisioning it as we're ready to break out of this cocoon. Maybe some already have, and we're sort of like letting the wings dry out before we take flight into our new life experiences here. And truly, I don't believe that there is any separation. It's just, it's perceived separation, right? We've never really separated from source. It's our perception. And some people, do we want to, okay, some people actually perceive this living experience in these bodies as the dream. Although we are waking up from that amnesia and that dream into like, oh my God, look at me. I'm in this body. I've got this incredible machine that like just operates on demand for the most part. Now, not everybody. Some people's bodies are a little more difficult to handle, but for the most part, we have all the sensory experiences. And what have we been doing with all of this? It is time to turn on the lights and get some actual living going here. Get into the heart. Amy, I'm reminded of a lyric, time to put the silicone obsession down. Take a look around. You were never an island. We are all one and connected. Yep. Karen, had a birthday and found myself reflecting and feeling grateful. Certainly grateful for your shares. Happy birthday, Karen. Amy says, happy birthday, Tanya. Break free from the dream of the planet. It's a web. It is a web. And that's such a great way to look at it also, and how we weave our web, right? Thank you, Amy. 54 feels awesome. Congratulations, you made it to 54. The 50s are amazing. Jess, I used to be such an extrovert, and in the recent years, I've become more aware of what and who I want in my circle, and have turned into more of an introvert, protective of my energy. Amy, I'm one of 7 girls. Wow, my oldest sister's name is spelled Karen. Oh, 7 girls. Wow. Yes, I was quite the extrovert myself, and I realized also, well, not just because I have a Leo moon, but I guess I felt comfortable in being outgoing, the center of attention. There was definitely some strategy there too. It kept me safe in a weird way. My experience as a child, we moved every 2 years. I went to 8 different schools. I was always the new kid. And so you have to develop, my strategy, I suppose, was to develop a personality where I could really fit in and relate to being, everybody. And it was definitely a great experience, but I recognize also that ability to kind of be a chameleon, it served its purpose at the time, but then when that time was up, it was time for me to actually find out who the hell I really am. And that required a lot of solitude and a lot of time to myself, for sure. Nicole agrees, you too. Yes. Just imagine having that many sister-in-laws. Yeah. Karen, energy is our currency. Protect it. Absolutely. Tanya, me too. Always the new kid. Gotta fit in fast. Yeah. And I just thought that was my personality until I really sat with myself and realized that was a coping mechanism. It was a strategy. Not that I'm not an extrovert, but I don't need to be liked by everybody. I don't need to be out there and engaged in everything. And I don't always need to be outgoing. Some days I don't feel like being outgoing. Some days I'm very serious or some days I'm just really quiet and laid back and chill. We have to recognize that we're not always the same. We're not just one way. We are multi-dimensional, multi-personalities. We have many different emotions and experiences, and we want to honor all of them, Jess says, you learn how to wear so many different masks at such a young age. Yep. All right, I guess Luna settled down. She just wanted you guys to hear her. Can you give us an overview here? And we're going to go into the starseed. I think. Are we doing a starseed? I love it. So overall, the guides just want to stress that maturity. We are maturing. We are coming into, and it's not in the, I think that you all will understand when I say maturity. It is not what has been placed on us as far as what we think maturity is. Maturity really is not needing to act out, not needing to put on an act, not needing to put on a show, not needing to try to make things our way or the way we think they're supposed to be, not needing to control, trusting, getting in the heart, trusting the flow, believing in ourselves, believing in how powerful our energy truly is. Maturity, beautiful. Emotional maturity, yes, I saw that. Tanya, like, which hat do I wear today? Yep, Martin says, our energy and mineral wealth is the only currency. People think money is created out of thin air. I know, right? That's crazy. Emotional maturity, that's right, Dustin. Wisdom, Amy says, hey, Dustin. Tanya, providing our own validation. Yes, yes, yes. And Karen, when you become aware of your energy and the amount of harvesting through fear, you stand your ground in love, or at least try to. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's really the only tactic that has been used to control us, to manipulate us, to pull us into a spell. And that spell's broken. That spell is broken. Starseed Oracle has been calling me so much lately. Kuan Yin is also, we might get a Kuan Yin after this. So it feels so good to read. It feels so good in this energy with you guys. And, you know, the universe really put me together and connected me with a new friend who strongly, naturally holds the frequency and the energy of divine feminine. And I will be honest, in the beginning, like last year, it kind of took me back. It kind of repelled a part of me. And I had to really sit with that because I really liked the person. Like, why does divine feminine energy repel me? Well, because of the imbalance that was still within me, and because we all have had such a strong influence of masculine energy and distorted masculine energy operating within us all for survival, for the way that we lived, and to really embody and tap into divine feminine energy, which feels amazing. And I'm there when I'm gardening, when I'm in nature, when I'm creating and doing creative projects. I'm all in. But there's an aspect of me I recognized that felt like it's not safe. And that's an old, like, witch wound, very old wound. Not even from this lifetime, I don't think, but probably from this lifetime too. It's not safe. It's not safe to be in that energy all the time. You need protection. You need to protect yourself. You need to be strong. You need to have boundaries. You need all that crap, right? And so fast forward to now, when I connect with this new friend and her energy, of the divine feminine energy, I find all of my inhibitions like drop to the floor. Like, she had me singing last night. There's a part of me that's like, not safe, don't. And I was like, what the hell is this? I had to recognize that aspect, that part in me that was like holding me back from my creativity. And I think that comes from a trauma. I think a lot of you could resonate with that to some degree, but it's such a gift to be able to connect with somebody that allows me, that helps me really embody and embrace the divine feminine energy. And I'm so grateful for it. Jess, the only validation you need is your own. Yes. Dustin, Jess, oh, hi, friend. I've been back and forth here and there today on live, finishing up my Lyft passenger pickup and drop-offs. Just did my 6,000th passenger. Wow. Lisa says, yes, it does. Karen, Jess, I was constantly telling people your approval is not required. Amy, it might be why misogyny is so big in our culture. Karen, it took me a long time to realize that it wasn't until I met my wife that I finally stopped caring what people thought of me or how they looked at me. And it was the best damn feeling ever. Yes. Dustin, that sounds like a busy day, my friend. Dustin is a busy man. So what message do you have for us all on this New Year's Day or New Year's Day evening, wherever you are in the world? And we invite the newness in. This is so perfect. I think that we're going to end with this one. Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. This has been the strong message throughout this entire spread. Starting off with the King of Wands. My will, my way. I need it to be this way. Not my will, but thy will. All right. When we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our own personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can feel it too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little, you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. I am willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. Can't make it up. That's a big message. Big message to us all. And that is part of maturity, is to truly trust the flow of life. Trust that we are not fully in control. We are only in control of ourselves. Such a powerful message. I know, Amy. It is such a powerful message. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Oh, lots of comments here. Listening to an audio, Martin says, listening to an audio book at the moment, The Manipulated Man. Well, that sounds interesting. Amy, 2025 is the year of the snake in Chinese culture. Snake symbolizes transformation, yes. Shedding skin-like, yep. Tanya, I'm shedding all the skins this year, paring down to the true me. Yep. Paring down. Jess, I'll have to give that a listen. I love listening to audiobooks while I'm working. Last one I listened to was Matthew Perry's autobiography. Jess, Tanya, 2025 is the year. Karen, let the universe lead the way. Yes. Dustin, the best thing we can offer Mama Earth and humanity is a better version of self. Forgiveness for self-love, unconditional for self, nourishing the body and being patient and graceful is valuable. Yes. And yes, Amy, what a powerful message, and what a beautiful way to wrap up these cards, because that's what this is saying, you know. I think we all got the message. Now we got to practice it. Put it into practice. Let's keep putting it into practice over and over and over again. There is no such thing as perfection. We do fall. We take a few steps back and we leap forward again. And we can trust that we have each other to also fall back on. And it's important. We've gone through the unhealthy relationships, the toxic relationship patterns, and shedding all of that so that we can be open to true, authentic relationships that are in alignment with us, that who we are now, now that we are finding out who we truly are now. What a beautiful message to begin this year with together. So I think we're going to wrap it up there. But yes, thank you, Karen. Thank you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. So grateful for all of you. So grateful to have this space and to be able to connect to each other. And so grateful to know that we are not alone on this rock spinning around in the cosmos, and that we all have a vision for what we would like to experience in the future, because it is our birthright to truly have the life experiences that we desire, the sensory experience, the love, the compassion, the heart openings, and the connections that we truly desire. It is happening. Trust that, and trust in the higher power and the forces that we can't always see, but we can feel, and it's always speaking to us, always guiding us. So let's stay open, keep our hearts open, and keep shining that light. So much love to you all, and this is where we end it. Have a great rest of your night, rest of your day. I love you all so much. So grateful for you. Mwah. Take care. Bye.